Okay, it's just going to be a quick run through of the thinking process around some of these questions today, and about what we need to do in order to answer them. We should be finding most of this fairly straightforward. It's just a bit of revision for us, which is going to be important to make sure we have these number facts ready for year 7, nice and fresh in our minds. So how many centimetre cubes can you fit along a metre stick? Well, you fit 10 there, we're going to fit 100 in our metre stick, we know that. What does this tell you? It tells you that there are 100 centimetres in 1 metre. That's going to sort of take the sort of direction for this. So there are how many grams in 1 kilogram? These are facts that we should know. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. There are 1,000 kilograms in a tonne. Okay, so something that weighs 1 tonne is 1,000 kilograms. Okay, so if someone weighs 50 kilograms, if you got 20 of those people together, they would all weigh a tonne if you put them together. There are millilitres in 1 litre. There are 1,000 of them. There are 10 millimetres in 1 centimetre, and there are 100 centimetres in a metre, and there are 1,000 metres in a kilometre. Okay, that's worth remembering there. 10, 100, 1,000. Here we're looking at completing the bar models. Here we're simply just thinking about what this means as conversions. Okay, very straightforward here for us. So that just means that there's 4,000 meters in 4 kilometers. And similarly again here we're just going to fill these in with 1,000 grams, 1,000 grams, 1,000 grams. And then at the end we're in half a kilogram, which is going to be 500, because half of 1,000 is 500. And then I'm just going to put those together to get my answer for 6.5 kilograms is 6,500 grams. Question number 4 here is talking about conversions, and we just need to take that information. We take the information from page 1, just work this through in terms of multiplying these out. So 2 kilograms is going to be 2,000 grams, 5 kilograms is going to be 5,000 grams, 10 kilograms is going to be 10,000 grams, 12 kilograms is going to be 12,000 grams. 1 litre is going to be 1,000 millilitres, 5 litres is going to be 5,000 millilitres, and 11 litres is going to be 11,000 millilitres. Okay, and we can use that again to apply to the second problem down here. Bag of dog food weighs 2.5 kilograms. Write this weight down in grams. So here, if I'm thinking about this, I'm going to have 2 kilograms is 2,000, 0.5 is the same as a half, which is the same as 500 grams, which means that added together we're going to have 2,500 grams. Question number 6 is asked us what measurements are the arrows pointing to. Okay, on our top line we have got some millimeters. Okay, on our bottom line we have got centimeters. Okay, important to spot that, important to see the differences between those two. So our first line here is pointing to 1 millimeter. Make sure you have the unit of measurement on here correctly as well, please. We have 5 millimeters. We have 1 centimeter. We have 13 millimeters, or 1.3 centimeters. And then here we have 2 centimeters, or 20 millimeters. Okay, so those are important ones to pick up here. 1 centimeter also, that's 10 millimeters. Okay, just using our conversions there again. Question 7, we're going to use that knowledge. We're going to convert our bits and pieces here. We're going to have 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter, 11 millimeters is 1.1 centimeters. Then I have 11 centimeters, so to get that into millimeters I'm going to need to multiply that by 10, so that becomes 110. And again here, to get from centimeters into millimeters I'm going to need to multiply by 10, so 1.1 centimeters is 11 millimeters, which we have down here. And I have 10.1 centimeters, I'm going to multiply that by 10, it's not 110, it's 101 millimeters. For part B on this, we're looking at kilometers into meters, which is a multiply by 1,000 factor here. So if I have 2.1 kilometers, I'm going to have 2,100 meters. If I have 2.01 kilometers, I'm going to have 2,010 meters. If I have 2.001 kilometers, I'm going to have 2,000 2001 meters. If I have 2.011 kilometers, I'm going to have 2011 meters. Okay, all of that is just a multiply by 1,000 as we had here, and for all of that you can just use a place value grid because we're multiplying by a multiple of 1,000 or multiple of 10, sorry, which means we can just move everything over and keep the digits the same. So I'd have 2.1, this is my decimal point, multiplying by 1,000. I'm just going to jump everything over into the correct column, so I'm going to multiply once, it's going to multiply twice, it's going to multiply 3 times. So that 2 is going to become 2,000. And then I'm going to do the same with my 0.1, I'm going to move it over once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so then that becomes in here, and then I add my placeholders. So that's why 2.1 multiplied by 1,000 is 2,100. Okay, straightforward stuff. We should be all over that. Okay, question number 8 is asking us to use our comparative signs greater than, less than, or equal to complete the sentences. So thinking about this is just applying our conversions. 100 meters and a kilometer, or 100 meters is less than a kilometer. So it needs to go like that. 10 meters and 10 centimeters. Well, we know that 10 meters is greater than 10 centimeters. 10.1 millimeters and 101 centimeters. Well, 101 centimeters is over a meter, and 10.1 millimeters is just over 1 centimeter, which means that that's going to go that way. I have 5.1 litres and 5,100 millilitres. They are the same. Okay, I have 607 litres and 0.607 millilitres. 607 millilitres is less than 1 milliliter, but in 607 litres it's going to be 607,000 millilitres, so it's going to be that way. And then I have 0.05 litres is 5 millilitres, and if I think about that, 0.05 of a litre, well, that's going to be 1,000 millilitres, that's going to be 100 millilitres, and then for my last one, that's going to be in the tens of millilitres, so it's 5 tens of millilitres, so actually this one here is 50 millilitres. Okay, which means 0.05 litres is greater than 5 millilitres. Question number 9, Dora and Amir are trying to convert 1.05 metres into millilitres. Dora says you can multiply 1.05 by 100 and to convert it into centimetres, and then you can multiply the product by 10 to convert it into millilitres. That is correct, that works. Amir says you can just multiply 1.05 by 1,000. Amir is also correct. They're both correct. Amir's solution is the most efficient. It's the most efficient because there's 1,000 millimetres in 1 metre. Okay, because milli means 1,000th. It means 1,000th of a metre is 1 millimetre. Okay, which then means that you can then work it through. So both of those will get you the correct answer. Amir's is more efficient because it requires fewer steps, which means you'll get there quicker and you're less likely to make mistakes with your place value. Question 10 says, what's the mass of one of the boxes? Give your answer in grams. I've got a 2 kilogram and I've got a 1 kilogram. Okay, the scales are balanced, which means that both sides need to be the same, which means whatever is in the boxes needs to be the same as whatever's missing. I'm missing a kilogram, so that's what's missing, but I've got 4 boxes, so I need to do a kilogram divided by 4, which is going to be the same as 1,000 divided by 4, which is the same as 250 grams. Okay. Question number 11 says, there are 1,000 kilograms in 1 ton. Correct. How many grams are there in 1 ton? So there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. If there are 1,000 kilograms in, if there are 1,000 kilograms in 1 ton, okay, it means I've got 1,000 lots of 1,000, which is 1,000 multiplied by 1,000, and 1,000 thousands is a million. Okay, which means that there are 1 million grams in a kilogram. Okay, 1 million or 1 million. Million is a 1 with 6 zeros after it. A car weighs 1.3 tons. What is the weight of the car in grams? That means that I need to do from tons to grams, I need to times by 1 million. Okay? As we've just said, because there's 1,000 grams in a ton, so to get from tons to grams, I need to multiply by a million. Okay, so I need to do 1.3 multiplied by a million. Okay, to help myself out with that, I'm just going to give myself a place value grid. It's a very straightforward calculation, so you may well not need a place value grid. You may well just do this mentally. That's absolutely fine. Okay, I'm going to pop my things in here. I'm going to give myself a double one for my decimal point at the end. Okay, so I'm going to have 1.3 here, and I've got my ones, I've got my tens, I've got my hundreds, I've got my thousands, I've got my 10,000s, I've got my 100,000s, and I've got my millions. Okay, so I'm going to multiply it by a million. I'm going to move everything 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the left hand side. I'm going to make everything a factor, I'm going to make everything a million times bigger, which means I need to make it, I need to move everything over 6 spaces to the left hand side. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what I'm missing here is I'm missing my placeholders from the rest, so I can fill in the rest with zeros because it doesn't change the size, the number of digits I have, but it holds the value of those 1.3 million. Okay, so it's 1.3 million grams in 1.3 tons, or 1,300,000 grams is the weight of our car, is the mass of our car.